Okay. For the convenience of everyone, I think I see that a couple of new faces here. Good morning, by the way. And let's quickly recap on what we have discussed yesterday. Is on the week one starts, okay, which is really on to the Salesforce friend, which we discussed on the day zero is about what is a Salesforce, how the career is supposed to be, and all other stuff. Now, week one is more focused on from the what you are going to do in the Salesforce, more of configuration administration, and a brief about the environments and sandboxes and so on, licenses, editions, and so on. Okay. So there is a week one agenda in that we started on the starting saying that what is a self-learning portal, which is Trailhead. Okay, how to subscribe for the sign up for the portal, and how to sign up for a developer edition, which is a free for life for your exercises and practice. And also we discussed on that, and we talk about the architecture. I think we stopped in between of the architecture. Um, this is a more of a typical Salesforce architecture. What we have it. This is a this is a evolving architecture. So this actually makes Salesforce standing as a tall as enough on the market, such a way that it supports whether it's a mobile or sales, or service, marketing, community. Community means self-service portals, which is like if you go to any um, if you go to any Flipkart or Amazon, you have a if you see that, okay, let's talk about the architecture now. Talk about the architecture and the multi-tenant concepts. If you see this architecture, very, very well known architecture of a cloud-based application architecture, as well as it stands as an SaaS and a PaaS. Okay. SaaS architecture is a software as a service. Salesforce giving you the products, which is a built-in products. If you are giving a product as a built-in, then it's called SaaS, which is like a sales cloud application, service cloud application, and which is already pre-built by Salesforce and selling as is product, okay, to the customers. Consider you have opened up a new, so small consumer goods manufacturing company. Okay, you want to buy a product, buy a software product, and for your sales team, you have around 100 people of sales team. You want to get one software, right? You can't track manually on the paper. That is all old time business. Now everybody wants to track their sales on the applications, whether it is a software, whether it's a Excel sheets, or whether it is a application. If you are interested to buy an, if you need to, if you require to buy an application, right? Software services, you need to buy a software. Can you go on mute if someone is? Okay, thank you. So when you want to buy a product for your sales team, what you need to do, whether you can approach a software company, software services, IT services company saying that I want to buy, or you can ask the company saying that I want to buy a product, or you can ask them, okay, you build an application for me, for our sales team to track my sales, capture the sales and leads, opportunities, contacts, accounts, okay, orders, invoices, payments, all this stuff. You look for in a software, right? If you have 100 plus sales team is there, and you have a customer base is somewhere around 1 lakh customers are there for you. You can't track it from by the paper, right? So that time there is a, why I'm talking about a SaaS and PaaS, I'm telling you here is very important concept. SaaS as service. Okay, PaaS, platform as a service. Okay. Software as service is more of like any software product directly, application or product. Here, platform, only you get a platform. Okay, now let's talk about the SaaS. SaaS is more of, you can go to the software company saying that I have this is a requirement. You advise me whether I too should go with a product, or I should go with a newly developing an application. The new development of application, how much time would it take it? It may take a longer time, like it may take 6 months to 1 year. But when it is comes to a product, which is like instantly you can buy the product and configure as need basis, like there might be small changes or big changes, you do the changes and quickly roll out. Roll out means giving to the sales reps. That will make it faster, right, for them, because because that reason is they can do the business faster to sell the products faster into the market. That is where they get the profit. If you sell the products only, you can get a profit, right? That's important. So that is what, if you get a product as a product, sorry, if you get a product or software application as a service to the customer, that's called SaaS. Okay, platform means you get the platform, but you don't get a product. You get a platform. You require to develop an application. To develop the application. Okay, you get a platform to develop the application and service it on the online, which is like you can go to the Amazon Web Services, anywhere you get that as a product. You need to develop it and host it on a platform where you can used by your sales reps, which will take a little time than software as services, but this is a costlier compared to lower priced. So based on the requirement, the customers will go on choosing whether it's a SaaS or PaaS. Predominantly, these two are very important, very popular on the cloud-based applications. Okay, and why we are talking about this onto the Salesforce? We can ask this question. Okay, in fact, the Salesforce is not just a CRM application. CRM earlier it was only meant to serve for only sales or service or marketing and all these applications. Now, Salesforce came up with an innovative idea. Platform also they are going to give you. Platform, they will give you what you want to do, you do it. Like Android application, Android mobile, you give it, you take an Android mobile, you can do what you want to do. You can build a new app, or you can build whatever you want to do, you can do it, but not Apple phone. You are all aware, I think. But if you are not exploring that Android phone, just using for messaging or WhatsApp or other calls, that's different. But Android phones are meant to do what you wish to do on the Android platform. Okay, so Salesforce provide you products and gives you a platform where you can build your own applications. That is where they got they acquired a lot of big businesses and small businesses as well. Small businesses such as, like, okay, if you're having a small jewelry shop, which we talked about yesterday, if you're looking for a small businesses, like you have only 5 branches across Bangalore or Vijayawada or anywhere, but you can't go and buy a big sales product that will cost you around $100 per hour per month per resource, which will cost $500, which is like almost 40,000 rupees for their sales team. So they cannot spend that. So they can take a platform for a basic purpose, which is like $5 to $10. So maximum of 5 people is $50, which is like 10% of the what you are spending on it. And you can spend one time money about $1,000 for developing application, $1,000 to $2,000 to develop the application and roll out to the team. So that is a platform. You can buy the platform or you can buy the product from the Salesforce. And one more thing is they have communities. Communities means, okay, Flipkart, we are talking about the Flipkart. We are all customers for the Flipkart. Flipkart have employees, right? Like if you have any issues with the Flipkart order, you talk to the agents, like a Flipkart service agents, like a call center agents, or talk to the service agents. They will have a different application, okay, which is employee application called. Okay, these applications are employee applications, customer applications. Employee applications will be used by employees of the company. Here, customers will be using the application, like a portal application, basically. Portal applications are like Flipkart.com, Amazon.com, and all this stuff. Or we are using it. We are, as a customer, we are using it. As an employee of Amazon, they will have access to entire customers, right? That's why employee applications, go call it. So that is also being supported by Salesforce. So that is called communities. That's called communities, which is also now called Experience Cloud. Okay. And analytics we talked about. App Exchange we already talked about on the first day. You can, if you are interested to build a new applications on the Salesforce, you have a developer edition, you can build a new application and submit it to Salesforce saying that this is one of the innovative product which you can think that can be marketed by yourself. You can do that. That's all App Exchange products. So all these features being enabled by Salesforce, that is where it is a standing tall or standing on a higher on the CRM front. Not only CRM, if you see across industries are using Salesforce, not just limiting to Salesforce CRM. In their internal employee application also they are using it. And it has a largest enterprise ecosystem because of all these XYZs, and they have a partner apps. That's also, and they have a collaboration. It is collaboration is like when you want to chat between the employees, that also can be done. So it doesn't need any another MS Microsoft Teams or any other WhatsApp message and everything. They can call, they can talk each other on the Salesforce application. It's called Charter. If you log in here, you probably might have observed. Go to the home page. Give me a minute. I don't know. It's little weirdly behaving. Okay. We go to the Charter. Okay. We can post the messages here. Okay. We can have a survey also between the employees. If you have any questions between the employees, you can post it here. So this is a like internally employees can chat each other and communicate each other. That doesn't require another tool for your communications like MS Teams, Microsoft Teams, or any other tool like you can say WhatsApp or any other communication. Any questions? It's like, okay, you started an organization which is like you have a sales reps and sales team about 100 people, and you have a customers about 1 lakh plus customers, and you need to get the report, right? It is not just you have a keep selling the products, but you need to get the reports such a way that you need. Am I audible, guys? A quick check. Satya?
Yes, audible.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Because I see a couple of times my network is under the weather seems. Okay. Analytics is more of like, okay, I talked about you have consider you are the boss of your company and you are buying a product. How your product should be for you. That product means it's not like you're buying a 1 kg atta. Yeah, I'm talking about software product. Software product is nothing but a software application. Okay, software, when you're buying a software product which you think and which you expect, not think, which you expect that we need to have a proper reports and dashboards also saying that what is my sales today, what is my sales towards the South India or state-wise information. I want to get the report by sales rep, by sales manager. All this information you can get it only by reports and dashboards, also provided by Salesforce for free of cost. If whether you take it with a platform or whether you take it a product, Salesforce product. Product means service cloud or sales cloud, whether it's a platform. That the reports and dashboards are free. Okay, which you just need to configure and which will work on its own. Okay, and Salesforce workflows we talked about yesterday, that automations, you can do a lot of automations which you don't need any person to be involved inside of what you need to do. Like if you have a created an order that requires sending out to multiple departments. See, consider you got a product of saying that car order. Okay, when you get a car order which is like very customized car order, then you're required to send this mail to different people saying that okay, I need this tires from different people, chassis from different or coloring different. All of these people, you don't need to do that. Automatically you can build a system such a way that if you receive order, you need to send out communication to XYZ departments such a way that they need to procure the different pieces and come and assemble and deliver the customer. That's all automated things. You can do it in using the Salesforce workflows. Workflow means it's not one operation. It has lots of different ways that Salesforce come up with the features like it's called workflows. It's called workflows. It has automation process, approval processes, escalation processes, and approval process. Plenty of things are there, which is meant for automating most of the operations within an organization. Okay, and Salesforce always trust the security is a very high priority. So that is where they are always follow the best of industry standards on security. Now it is more of important that MFA is also came in, multi-factor authentication, which is like you require an OTP or authentication when you log into the Salesforce application. Okay, that is mandated from the February onwards. So that is where the data will not be leaked to any other people. That's important. And APIs. APIs are integrations, application programming interfaces. Okay, that's called. Salesforce has lots of connectors, inbuilt connectors, as well as Salesforce is open for connecting with any other external application. So that if you want to integrate, like consider you have a sales application. When a customer wants to place an order on your portal, you have a portal also enabled. Okay, in that portal, you are enabling customers to order the products. They can order the product and they have to choose the address is one thing, and second, payment also you are enabling. If you want to enabling the payment, then it is mandated that you have to go through an session such a way that the payment gateway also to be enabled for you, right? Saying that what is the payment method, what is the payment amount, and there is after that you have a what do you call credit card checks, validating the credit card check, then followed by the OTP. So you are successful on the payment. All these APIs also integrated on the Salesforce front. So you don't need to go any other application for your integrations or any other stuff. That's how this robust integrated ecosystem has been built by Salesforce. That is where they are the masters in the market. And moreover, the things are availability is one thing, and secondly, the way that implementation is quite fast. So customers always doesn't require to wait for a year to see their product or application. They can see quickly, 2 months time maximum. Okay, and it is hosted on a multi-tenant architecture. So the cost of ownership means if you want to buy a product, it does not cost you like some $500,000 or $200,000, like $2 lakhs or $3 lakhs. It will cost you only minimal amount. If you are going for 100 people with the platform, is $500 per month. You don't need to buy a product. You're only paying for usage of this product. More of subscription model. If you subscribe and you get it. Like if you are buying a mobile, you have to buy the mobile. But when it comes to SIM card, you are paying to use the services. You understand the difference, right? If you are buying a product, always says that you have to buy the server, you have to buy the database, you have to buy the software, you have to buy the network and all other stuff. You have to buy, you have to own it, and then you have to build the application, use application. But whereas here it's going to be you buy for the product, you don't buy the product, by the way. It's not word buy, it's more of subscribe. You subscribe, use it. As long as you are using it, you pay it. If you don't use it, you don't pay it. Very simple. Pay and use. Okay, subscription model it's called. Okay. Okay. Multi-tenant. We used one word called multi-tenant. Okay. We use one word called multi-tenant here, right? Let's talk about a little more deeper onto the multi-tenant. Multi-tenant is an not evolving, it's already evolved a lot, and now it's ruling in the market. Only multi-tenant concept came in. Multi-tenant is more of on-premise application we talked about, right? Let's give me one word here. On-premise versus cloud applications. We talked about this on-premise versus cloud applications on the day one. Okay, on-premise applications are you need to buy the software, database, servers, network, and everything. Cloud applications is subscription model. You use it. If you are considering today is your sales reps are 100 people, you buy for 100 people. Over the period of next 3 months, you feel that your sales reps are exponentially growth your business. So you want to increase your sales reps from 100 people to sales team. I'm not talking about sales reps. Sales team 100 people to 250 people. Then you just go and say that I want to buy 150 more licenses. Use this application. You can just pay on need basis and get your application keep running. There is no disruption at all. Okay, that's how your cloud applications work. Whereas in on-premise application, you have to go and procure licenses, and some of the on-premise says that it has its own capability and capacity as such. Here, the flexibility is very high. Okay, let's talk about the multi-tenant architecture. More of tenant, we know that, right? Okay, if you take an example, very simple on real life scenario is more of you have an apartment, individual house versus an apartment in a simple concept. Individual house, you have to take care of everything of your services and cost of ownership, like a cost of an individual house is higher than an apartment, right? That's how your operation cost also very high, right? Such a way that you have to manage your lawn, you have to manage your like all your services such as like common areas, petrol, common areas, and all other stuff. But whereas common apartment, you will be sharing, you will be paying every month. You pay the maintenance, but you don't pay for rent of your apartment. Okay, that's a simple example here we can talk. So predominantly, what are the benefits you get it? Cost saving, ownership. Okay, these are all the additional features are releasing by this release. Yes, please.
Your voice is breaking. Can you repeat it once?
Yeah, Tipu.
Your voice is completely cracking, so I just raised my hand.
Okay, thank you. That's what I see, that there is a network connectivity is breaking. Let me connect it from my hotspot.
Now it is fine, actually.
Is better now?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me connect it to other network. Is it better now?
Yes.
Okay, good. Thanks. So we talked about the ownership, cost savings in your ownership of this application. Okay. The second is upgrades. The upgrades happens on its own. You don't need to worry about what is happening on the upgrade, but you will be notified. Okay, you will be notified means you are a company owner now. You will be notified. They're saying that these are all the new features are evolved. New features are rolling out along with the sales application. Whether you want to opt it or you want to ignore it, it's up to you. Okay, but it will be given as a free for you. There is no additional cost for it. And flexibility and agility. Flexibility is like the application is very fast to develop. Design to development is fast. Design to deployment is fast. Okay, and scalability. Scalability means you can expand it such a way that whether 200 people or 500 people, it all happens in a minute's time. If you pay and it will be done. That's it. Okay, and operation cost is very low. Means like if you want to do any changes from your front, you can do the requirements very faster. Only that specific pro application you do the changes and which will be available immediately. Okay, and it has its own benefits we talked about, right? It has its own constraints or limitations as well. Okay, everything will not come for free, right? Okay, if everything is coming for free, that government will collapse faster. That's what we are seeing it across India now. Okay, constraints and limitations such as governor limits. Okay, limited operations. Okay, governor limits, which is like, okay, we talk about governor limits, which are like nothing but, okay, Governor limits are nothing but saying that, okay, when you are using services, okay, you have an apartment. You can't sneak into somebody's apartment, right? Somebody's flat, you can't sneak it. You can't get into their apartment, and or you can't misuse the common areas. Like you can't misuse the common areas. Like in gym, you can't do cooking work, right? You can't pull all your friends into the gym or lobby. You have your own limits on it. You can pull it to your flat, but whatever the limited place you have it, in that only you can pull it, but you can't misuse that. So you have your own constraints over there, such as that's called you have governor limits. Means when you're running the services, when you're running the queries on our applications, when you're using your application, you have to be very constrained that you have to use it application with a fully cognizant of what you're doing it, fully aware of what you're doing it. Okay. Unlimited operations means based on your license edition, there is a limited operations you can do that. We'll talk about the licensing and editions in next slides. Okay. Any questions till this point, guys? Architecture and multi-tenant. Go on, scroll up.
Yes.
Are we good? Please come up with your questions. That encourages us a lot to review or deliver more. Whether me, Satya, Shiva, you can reach out to us. Satya and myself, we can be available on the sessions, and Shiva always available for you for service. You are 20 people. You have to come up with more questions. If you don't understand, if you are hesitant to talk, మీకు సిగ్గుపడితే తెలుగులో మాట్లాడడానికి ప్రాబ్లం లేదు, మాట్లాడచ్చు, నేను ఆన్సర్ చెప్తాను మీకు. ఓకే.
లైసెన్స్ అనేది ఇట్స్ ఫర్ సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఆర్ ప్లాట్ఫామ్ అంటే మీ SaaS ఆర్ పాస్?
ఏది చెప్తున్నారు మీరు? విచ్ వన్ యు ఆర్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్?
ఇప్పుడు మీరు చెప్పిన లైసెన్స్ అనేది
లైసెన్స్ అనేది SaaS అండ్ పాస్ అని కాదు. లైసెన్సింగ్ అనేది మీరు తీసుకున్న ప్రొడక్ట్ బట్టి ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, వెదర్ యు గో ఫర్ అ Salesforce product, you have a licensing here. SaaS product to license ఉంటుంది, PaaS product to license ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, మీరు ప్రొడక్ట్ తీసుకునేది ఇప్పుడు సాఫ్ట్వేర్ యాజ్ అ సర్వీస్. హియర్ ప్రొడక్ట్ we call it, right? The product is like Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud, the cloud. There are plenty of clouds, don't worry. Okay, if me operations వచ్చేసి సేల్స్ అప్లికేషన్ ఉందనుకోండి, you will take only sales application, right? You don't take the service cloud application. Service cloud is for the people who actually want services from their company. Like it's more of like Airtel. If you take an example of Airtel, their service agents will be using one application that's called service application. Airtel sales team will be using the sales cloud application. It does not mean that you have to buy everything from the Salesforce. You can buy what you wish to buy. Most of the people, what they do is they buy the sales cloud, which is very fast, and service cloud they may take it from some other company. Service cloud also, there are plenty companies will offer it, but based on product, it's a licensing cost. Okay, license fees vary, and again editions will be there. Product is different, and editions means the sales cloud application only. You are buying a product, mobile. You have a mobile smartphone starts with 5,000. It ends at 5 lakhs also, right? Based on features. That's called editions. Okay. Editions we'll talk about a little later. Editions comes with more and more features. Sales cloud, you have a sales cloud. In that sales cloud, under what features you have it? Based on the features, you pay again. Basic features you get it for lower price, somewhere around $20-25. But whereas comes to a bigger version with a bigger features, then it comes to $100, $125. But they give you discounts up to 80%. Don't worry about that. Okay. Any questions here? Multi-tenant. Because I want you guys to be very strong and understand the concepts. What is a SaaS? What is a PaaS? Employee application? What is customer application? What is on-premise? These are all it is good for you to remember and understand. If you have any questions also, we are happy to answer it next sessions also. Don't worry that we are closing the session means we are closing the topic. We are open for it till end of our training or further also. We are happy to help you on that. Any questions here? This is a little confusing for you, but don't worry on that. Employee application, which is like employee, Flipkart employees. I will give you an example here. Flipkart employees, so that you can. Will be using it here. Customers or Flipkart customers like us. Okay, we are all customers. We are not employees of Flipkart, right? Okay. On-premise application, I'll give you an example like SAP applications, cloud applications, or Salesforce. It's one of the example. You can take it. ServiceNow is there. I don't know how many people does know that. Okay. Microsoft Teams and all other stuff. Now many of the things are to come under the cloud applications only. Okay. Satya, you want to add anything here, Satya?
Yeah, so that is right, and this is what it is. Just like to verify, right? How many of you just registered and kept your Salesforce ready? Have you all registered and got the free edition of the Salesforce?
Yeah, Shekhar.
Yes,
He's
sir.
talking about this
Yeah, I have registered both of the
self-running portal and
Trailhead. Yeah,
Yep.
Trailhead and developer.
Okay.
No problem.
So-
I should have shared this document with you guys. I missed out somehow yesterday, but nevertheless, you get this document so that you get the links. But it's nothing that you can just Google it, Trailhead, Salesforce, you get it, and Developer Edition Salesforce, you get it. So you can go ahead and subscribe yourself. That's the easiest way.
Because before going on, so you have to be ready with your Salesforce free edition available, so that you can get into the application and you can start up the getting into the development part. Okay.
Only Shekhar or anybody else? Have almost 18,
Yeah,
19
out
people.
of 20, I think we had only one.
No, I also have done.
Okay, two then.
Who else?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I have registered the Trailhead yesterday, and today it's showing the link is no longer exist. Don't know why.
Shiva, can you connect with the people? Get that sign up done for the Trailhead and Shiva, are you there?
Yeah, I have registered both one.
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
Please, Shiva,
Yeah.
connect with the team and another 1 hour session. Ensure that all the people are sign up for Trailhead and Developer Edition.
Okay, Sujay.
Okay, they should be ready for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi Sujay, this is Sanjeev. This is my first day in the session, so I'm not sure when the batch exactly has started and what was discussed yesterday.
Started
So is it
on when? Started on like it's a third session today.
Okay, I'm not sure.
Okay.
This is my first session, so I'm not sure what was happened before.
No worries. I think you can speak to Shiva. He will give you access for previous recording. 2 recordings would be there, but actual work being starting today only. Okay. Yesterday we have talked about how you can sign up for the Developer Edition, Trailhead, and everything. This is about 2 hours of sessions happen, so you can go ahead and revisit on the recordings. So that will help you out.
Okay, so I need to contact Shiva, right?
Yeah, Shiva. Shiva, collect all the people's information and connect with them 1 more hour time. I recommend Shiva, if you want to continue here, or ask Ram to schedule another 1 hour Zoom meeting with all these folks. Then you can connect and ensure that everybody is signed up for the Developer Edition Trailhead, and ensure
Yes,
that
sir.
you have given access to the recordings as well.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Satya, can you please call a couple of words, talk on the terminologies, and just take a minute break?
So the terminology inside the Salesforce, right? So these terminologies, right, of 6 basically Salesforce architecture terminologies. This is not a Salesforce architecture, but this is what we frequently use inside the Salesforce. Means whenever we talk about the technology related to the Salesforce, so these are the key terms which we use frequently in our day-to-day conversation with the development team and the folks and the stakeholders who are part of the Salesforce technology, right? So if you look at, if you just take the graphical pictorial diagram, right? So in the Salesforce architecture, we just call it as a arc. Okay. Salesforce is a arc based, right? So every client, right, or every client who is purchasing a Salesforce called arc. Okay, org means also known as organization. So first step, right, to procure or to get a Salesforce application, so client has to reach Salesforce support or Salesforce, and then they have to buy an application. So that application will be delivered in the form of organization. Okay, so once application is delivered, so it will just set the organization ID. Okay, this particular customer bought from us this particular application. So this application has been assigned this organization. So organization will have a org ID. I think, yesterday we would have seen in the company information, right? If all of you registered into the developer edition, you can all go into the company information. Navigation steps are setup, right side from the top panel, and click on that. Then the setup. In that setup, type for the company information. First section, right? And the first section, you will see what org we have. So every org will be associated or will be assigned by one ID. So that is system generated number, so which will be identified only by the Salesforce. So we frequently call, what are you are, whenever the problem or whenever any development or whenever any issue happens, right? We just ask as a in which org you are getting this issue. Org is basically organization, right? So it can be anything. So every arc means, every arc will have its own ID. That is a one. And second is an instance, right? Instance is what? Yesterday, we have seen instance number also. So Salesforce has complete complete hardware infrastructure installed in 5 regions, right? One is in Asia Pacific, North America, and EMEA, and there are, I think, 2 more regions which I did not remember. But these specific locations, EMEA and North America, which are the bigger market for the software, right? So, and Asia Pacific. So these are the regions in which there are a couple of locations are identified where Salesforce had their infrastructure, right? In Asia Pacific, one of the location is Singapore. So they have set up all the hardware, infrastructure, everything in the Singapore location. And there is another location in Asia Pacific, so that also there. So it is just a backup. If one instance is down, then automatically it will go to the next instance, right? So instance is what? So we have seen the arc, right? So couple of means, multiple arcs, right? Multiple arcs together have a instance. So in one instance, they can have a multiple arcs. Okay, instance is, suppose yesterday we would have seen AP21. That is Asia Pacific 21 is the instance in which you have a arc. Okay, your client as a arc or your client as an application. In the same AP21 and a different client also as a one more arc. So multiple arcs can be hosted or can be combined into a instance. So that instance will be used for a tracking purpose, right? In order to, yesterday we would have seen how to check health, how to verify health of your arc or of your instance. In that instance, it will give you a snapshot, right? So a snapshot is when is, what is the maintenance, right? When it is going to take next upgrade, right? So all of that information will be available using a instance. That's where instance is useful, right? So Salesforce also identifies your application based on the ARG ID, which is assigned. Okay, next is a superpod. So superpod, just Srijay, can you just talk about what is a superpod and how it is useful?
Yeah, sure. And a couple of messages I received it, listed both. Okay. Okay. Superpod is more of like a, it's more of like a pod is like a product oriented delivery, POD, meaning in a industry standard of a software now called product oriented delivery. And superpod is more of, you talk about that a scalable environment is a one thing, and multiple frameworks together, they built it such a way that it has its own set of, like we talked about architecture, right? If you remember a couple of minutes ago, we talked about the architecture. That is very scalable architecture and which has everything. You talk about whether it's a product, whether you talk about the platform, whether you talk about the integration with the other applications, whether you talk about the security, everything you have it inside that ecosystem, inside that architecture of Salesforce. That is where it talk about called word as a superpod. Okay. Yes, Satya. Hello?
Superpod is nothing but, so it has a, multi-tenant, right? Multi-tenant means it is an apartment. That is what we have seen. So in the apartment, while building the apartment, so Salesforce has used complete, scalable, and robust infrastructure. Okay. So multiple, because, several clients and which Salesforce has to manage, right? And in order to manage all of them and not to have any issues, right? Like going down and going up, because Salesforce has to ensure high availability of the system, right? It should not go down, because if it is going down and all the business of the customers will halt, right? So they have to take care. So that's the reason they have complete robust infrastructure, and they have rotation policies also. So they have instances policies. If suppose arc, right, is hosted on the AP21, let's say instance name is AP21, and AP21 is gone down for some reason which is unknown. Okay, even Salesforce also could not see that issue, but Salesforce has to be ready with the risk management, right? So they need to have an option in order to mitigate this risk. So they have come up with the backup, right? Backup is, so they have another instance and another infrastructure which is on the same, right, in the same multi-tenant. And what they do is, if they find or systematically, if a system one instance going down, and the same instance will be transmitted automatically to different location which has a resources available. Okay, so that systematically takes care. Even end user is not aware what is happening inside, right? End user who is using Salesforce application need not to worry about your instance, about arc, right? All they see is whether the application is available or not. So that is, that's where superpod is superpod is the way which Salesforce has used to have the robust infrastructure. Okay, and apps, and inside the Salesforce, right? Salesforce is a sales application, right? And you can also host multiple applications, or you can also build your custom application, right? So using using UI technologies, you can also build your own app using Salesforce platform, and Salesforce has already given pre-built applications like sales application, service, marketing, and e-commerce, and all these apps, right? All these apps Salesforce already provided. If you want to have any of your custom app to be built, right? So that app also can be there on the platform. So whenever any thing, right, or whenever any issue, or whenever we talk about, we just always talk as an app. So earlier in the earlier days, we used to call as an application. So application, now it has become app, right? So that app, right, whenever they have any issue, or whenever they talk about a application, so which app you are in, so that is what we ask, right, for the customer, which app you are in. Is it in the sales, or is it in the service, or marketing, right, or e-commerce? So all those apps we ask. So all these terminology, apps terminology, is a very frequently used word in terms of the Salesforce architecture. Okay, app. And sandbox, coming to the sandboxes. So sandboxes is a lower instances. Lower instances means lower orgs, okay, not the production org. So in the Salesforce real time, how a real time works, right? So in the real time, one instance will have a production org. What does it mean? Production org. Production org is, it is a live application. It is a live application where your actual client, your actual users will use that application. That is the production. That is a live application, and which is already highly available. We do not perform any development there, right? It is a stable live environment. It is a live product, right, which is already running, and which is already executing. That is a production. And in order to do a development, testing, all of that, right, you need to have a lower environments in the real time. So these sandboxes we cannot procure outside, like free of cost, like you get developer edition. In the developer edition, you don't have any sandbox. Sandboxes are available only in the real time. So this is where we just frequently talk about sandboxes in the real time. So sandboxes are used for the development and your testing, your quality testing, quality assurance, and user acceptance test, and just moving that code, if it is working, into the production. But never ever do in the production instances. We don't call it as a production instance. We generally call it as an org itself. That's a production org, live org. But all other lower instances or lower orgs, we call it as a sandboxes, right? So development will happen in the development sandbox, and QA means a quality assurance, will happen on the QA instance, and UAT will happen in the UAT instance, which is a full sandbox. And sandbox, when we talk about sandbox types, and there is a topic called sandbox types, when we get there, we'll just talk elaboratively what is the sandboxes. But this is a term that we use, sandboxes. Sandboxes is only for the development and the testing, not the live application. Live is org. Okay, so these are the terminologies which we frequently use in case of we are representing or presenting Salesforce architecture in front of anyone.
Any questions, guys? We have a lot to cover.
Any questions in terms of the terminology wise?
Terminology, architecture, multi-tenant architecture, cloud applications, on-premise. Okay, don't worry. This document will be shared with you after this session, and also recording will be there. My request is, my recommendation here is to go through the 3 sessions. Whoever missed out, also whoever already went through, go through it. And I want you to come up with the questions tomorrow. Let's have a 30 minutes only on your questions. You need to come up with the questions till your understanding on Salesforce. Okay. Okay. Quickly, any questions?
Here architecture is the client server architecture or it's a monopolic architecture?
Yeah, it is a client server architecture, but this is not a on-premises application. So it has a vast, big data, means a big server, right? And on which all the apps are there, right? We are talking about app also. That app is basically front end, right? So app server will be there and a lot of web servers and everything. But these all infrastructure is a completely hidden, and we don't have any control to look into look at their architecture infrastructure, but they follow client and server architecture. Okay, so means for us all we need is just URL, zero footprint application. We don't have any their infrastructure available, or we don't have any control to change or to see any of their infrastructure. Okay, but all infrastructure is within Salesforce control, and nobody will have access to it. If something happens, if something is needed from the infrastructure side, so only just raise a ticket with the Salesforce and Salesforce will look into it. And architecture we don't have to worry about, and all Salesforce will take care.
Okay, here we purchase the database.
No, we don't have to purchase anything. That is what we are seeing, right? All you need to purchase is subscription. All you need to subscribe, then you get a URL, use that URL. That's it. Whenever you enter data, automatically it will go and store into the Salesforce infrastructure, which is a multi-tenant apartment, right? Apartment, we have seen it. So that apartment, right, which is within Salesforce control. So all you get is only just URL, only the URL. Like, when you register developer edition, right? What did you get? Only the URL you got it. You just hit the URL, you can access application from anywhere. But there are securities and restrictions and all of that, which you can, talk about as we go forward. But all we get is just a URL, no database, no infrastructure. You don't have to install anything on your system.
Okay,
The concept of Salesforce comes with a no software.
Okay.
Okay, concept. The Salesforce came up with the first one is in 2000. It came with a word called no software.
Yes.
Okay, the
That
concept
is why
itself called to no software. So there is no installation, there is no maintenance as such. Everything will be taken care by Salesforce. Just pay for subscription.
So user-based subscription, user-based license.
That's it. Feature-based
deploy-
license and user-based license.
So when you develop an application, where you deploy? So some servlets are JSP or
On the
Struts.
cloud, and the application itself. And
You don't need to deploy, buddy. Simple is you don't deploy the things. It
Cannot
is like
deploy.
it will give you the tool where you develop the things.
Okay.
You
Well,
develop
we have
and
given a
save
small.
it. Yeah, you develop and save it. And for moving, yes, there is a deployment process for moving of your changes from one environment to another environment. But only you just package the code and you deploy it. And there are tools which Salesforce provided, using which you have to migrate your code. But all you do development and everything inside the Salesforce, inside the Salesforce URL given.
Okay.
Nothing to be installed on your local machine.
Correct.
In a brief, you can do everything on the browser. Everything you can do it on the browser. For our
It is
convenience, there
binding
is
to
some
the
tools where you can install and do it, but 99% you can do it everything on the browser.
Okay.
Okay.
Is
That's
it
where
any
you can,
bind-
if you sit in your home or if whether you sit in an office, doesn't make any difference. You can work from anywhere. And you don't need any installation, this software, this VPN need to be installed, this RTP need to be installed, that all this stuff are not applicable. You can just have a browser on your mobile also, or you have a tablet, you can do it to your code.
Okay, simply drag and drop and develop the application. That's it.
Absolutely. Drag and drop is one thing. And secondly, there is a coding is there. I'm not saying that you don't have coding. There is a coding also. The main priority is go for low code or no code. That's a concept coming up with the Salesforce.
Who manage that APIs when user requests any?
Means like integrations.
Yes.
Integrations will be managed by the Salesforce as well as the external system.
Okay.
Okay.
No,
You don't need to worry
Sales-
about, you need to enable this port, that port, and all this stuff. If you go to on-premise application, usually you will have enabled the DNS, you have to enable the ports and all other stuff. That's all not applicable.
So APIs, see, there are two kind of APIs. Okay, when you talk about APIs. So APIs which are provided by the Salesforce. Okay, so there are several APIs, REST API, SOAP API, and UI API. There are several APIs which are bundled in your Salesforce application, and you can just simply use those APIs and transfer the data and extend your APIs as needed. That is a one, okay, which Salesforce maintains. And there are custom APIs, right? Custom APIs which we build. Okay, suppose any of the API which Salesforce provided is not serving your purpose or ask, then what you do is you can develop your custom API. So when you develop a custom API which can be hosted or which can be deployed into your Salesforce, so whenever you deploy, right, so there is a metadata. Okay, so let's, I think, get into
Satya, let's not get into that, Satya. Let's talk about
5
that.
minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. So
No,
that
we have a lot to cover it. Okay. APIs, we talk about the integrations. There is a session will be there on the APIs. There we will talk a little more deeper on that API part.
APIs are not for only just integration. There are for several purposes. That is one on the API side. Okay, so I think is that fine? Just taking that question up as we go forward.
But I like the
raised that
the
question.
questions are coming up from you guys. Come with more. Any more?
How can Salesforce application is robust?
Wow, very good question. After hearing this architecture, I'm just going back to the enterprise architecture. This is what I conveyed you, that it has a SaaS, it has a PaaS, it has a customer applications, it has employee applications, it has built-in integrations, it has its own collaboration tools within, and you have a workflows. Okay, it has a partner applications. If you if you think that you can build a very good education application, you can build and host it on Salesforce. You can just host it for free. Only the thing is, when you are going to get the profits, then you have to share with Salesforce. Does it make sounds good? Interesting? And security. One of the important thing is the security and compliance with all the governance limits, like not governance limits. I don't say that way. It's more of data protection rules. It's called HIPAA rules, ISO standards, all other standards. Is this answer your question?
Okay.
Yep. Next. Very good. Any more? Who are all new to this session today?
I am.
It's very difficult for me. I have to search who is who. Who is who?
I'm Pratibha.
Oh, Pratibha. Lad. Any questions, Pratibha?
No, as it is first session, I already missed half an hour.
No worries. I would request you to go through the recordings and connect with Shiva. And if you have any questions, let's take it tomorrow. A questionnaire for about 30 minutes for the few who joined that. Okay.
Okay.
Let's cover it couple of things. Okay, we are at the end of the third session, or not end of the third session. We are middle of the third session. Okay, we talked about that subscription-based payment, subscription-based fees will be there on the Salesforce, and user-based fees. We talk about the feature-based fees. Okay, we talk about two things. Okay. User-based fees, and feature-based fees. Okay, together is nothing but your edition, Salesforce edition. Okay. Means I want to give the Sales Cloud application, like you are an employee, you are an owner of the company, you want to buy Salesforce product, which is like a Sales Cloud application, want to give it to your 100 members of your sales team. And you also see what features the sales reps should use, what features sales managers should use. We know the concept, right? Sales reps report to sales managers, sales manager reports to regional sales managers. It's simple. I'll put into words here. So the sales reps, sales managers, regional sales head. Okay. Okay, there are sales administrators also will be there. Okay. So I want to buy the application for all these people who are all put together 100 people, but I have a different set. Okay, I have a 80 people of salesmen, sales reps, and here 10 people are there. Sales heads are 5 people. Administrators are like who will be working from the background, who will be generating the reports, communicating with the managers and sales heads, and targets and all other stuff. Okay, I can't buy one product for everyone. I may buy the same product, but I need to buy a product with the different features for different set of people. Sales reps doesn't need any reports or dashboard. Sorry, they doesn't need a dashboard. But whereas the sales managers and regional sales heads, they need a dashboards, they need a forecasting system, they need approval process and everything. But sales rep doesn't need any approval, right? So it's you have 100 licenses, which you buy it 100 licenses, but you pay for features. Like you may have some features for sales managers, which doesn't need a sales reps. So you buy a lower version of Sales Cloud application, and you buy a higher version of sales managers, very high-end version probably for the sales heads and administrators. So how you talk about the versions or editions, that's all talk about here. Okay. Salesforce came up with it. So see, based on every version, the price will go up. Very low version, which will cost you about $5 to $100 plus, but they give you a huge amount of discount. Don't worry about that pricing wise. Okay, which we call discount is I heard about. I went for one of the meeting, which was like 78% to 80% they gave a discount. Okay, which is like a nominal price you get it for the very sales reps. So the price and features go together, like how you buy a mobile phone. The features, you buy a mobile phone, I buy a mobile phone, you buy a mobile phone. But based on the features, your price will vary, right? Okay, that's how your editions got in. Essential edition is a very basic edition, professional edition, enterprise edition, and unlimited edition. Based on the edition, you have a features is one thing, and you have a plenty of other advantages you will be getting it. Like you have 80 to 85% people buy the enterprise edition, which has no limits of integration with any applications. Means you can send the data, receive the data, what operations you want to do, you can do that. You can store the data. Data storage also makes sense. Means based on the edition, you get a storage. If you buy an essential and you are looking for 100,000, like 1 lakh customers, you can't serve that. You need to go with the professional edition, enterprise. You have millions of customers. You cannot go with the professional. You have to go with the enterprise or unlimited edition. You have customers, but you have a more integration with more people, like plenty of people or plenty of integrations with almost 15-20 different applications you need to integrate. Then you better go with the unlimited edition. Okay, based on the need, the customers will buy the edition. So Salesforce, a sales team, accounts team, where they will connect with the customer stream. You don't need to worry about which edition you need to buy it. It's all between your customer and the sales team of a Salesforce. They discuss each other and they will opt which is the best edition applicable for your business. Okay. Any questions here? Okay, let's quickly move on. Now, let's talk about, Satya, you want to add any more words here before we jump off?
Yeah, yes, I just wanted to add on this edition side. So guys, I think you can think of, flats, right? We spoke about multi-tenant environment. We are buying individual flats, right? The flats are sizing, right? If you buy a 1 BHK apartment and the cost would be different, and resources also, right? Giving the resources or providing resources from the builder, right, would be the different. If you buy a 2 BHK, different, right? Broader, when you go to the broader, right? And all these features and the cost, right? Everything will increase, right? And you will have so many things. And unlimited is the top version, like, top apartment, right? Which is available in the Salesforce. So which will have a lot of features set available than enterprise, professional, essential. Essential is a to be just as single studio, 1 BHK apartment. Unlimited is a bigger flat, right? So which will have so many things available and so many things come free of cost.
More of amenities.
Yes.
In a simple terms.
Yes.
Saying that you can buy an individual small flat in an individual structure, or versus in a multi-storied apartment with amenities, like a top-notch amenities.
Yes.
Like you can see that of 3 crores, 4 crores apartments.
Yes.
Like this in real life, we are matching it, but in a Salesforce, it's based on the features. Licensing will be different.
Yes.
But it's based on the customer. Like your customer, you are working for Amazon. Consider Amazon and a sales team of Salesforce. They sit together and they assess what sort of applications you are going to build it, how many customers would be there, how many users will be there, how much of database you need it, how many integrations are needed. That all matters where customers and sales team come to a common concurrence, common agreement, which version or edition need to be taken. Not version, it's an edition to be taken.
Yes, but in the real time, frequently clients, right, goes for unlimited, because on the unlimited you have a support cost and a support free of cost, and all that will come, and most of the customers will prefer unlimited version. So in the real time, right? So unlimited, and enterprise is very small customers, but a professional essential I've not seen in my career, but unlimited enterprise, but unlimited is the frequent one. So there can be a question that, which version your Salesforce app is using, your client is using. It is answer can be unlimited or enterprise. If it is a small, medium, and enterprise, if it is a bigger org, then go for the unlimited.
I've seen it as there's a couple of people, like a professional edition is below 50 users. They usually prefer to go with the professional.
Yeah, I've not seen this.
Okay, that's based on the need. That's what. If the customer has a little amount of budgets, then they go with the professional edition. But doesn't matter for us. It's the end of the day, we are developer. We don't worry about what edition it is, but we develop as per the customer needs. But only the thing is, we have to be very cautious and understand is, like, you got the professional edition and the customer is expecting to build the integrations like 100 integration, which will not suffice. You need to convey back saying that, boss, you have procured a professional edition which has its own limitations. Better you opt a better edition as such. You can advise them back. Okay. Okay, let's talk about Sales Cloud. We want to give a brief about what is a Sales Cloud. We talked about a lot on the Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, and a glimpse on what is a Sales Cloud. We just give you a brief. Okay. Most of the people, I think, are aware of it, what is a sales process, but however, let me give you a brief. A sales process, how it starts, and what are the benefits of using this Sales Cloud. Sales Cloud application has the features or which is already built-in product, such a way that it can be used as is to serve your customers. Consider you, as I conveyed you are owning an organization or owning a company where you have 100+ people of sales team, where you want to give Sales Cloud, buy a Sales Cloud application, give it to your employees. What they does, they usually go and connect with the different customers of business people or customers of individuals. Okay, if you are talking to an individual person, it's called contact. If you are talking to another company, it's called accounts. Like consider you have a big company where you have your manufacturing, consider your manufacturing or producing an atta. Consider that is an Ashirwad atta, you are producing it. So you may have a reach out to the customers like individual customers, and you may also reach out to the organizations or retailers or big supermarkets. Okay, if you're reaching to a supermarket like a Big Bazaar or DMart, any other company, that's called accounts. You call it accounts. Okay, if you're talking to a smaller retailers, you will have a contacts. Okay, you have a different way of segmenting your accounts and contacts, and you have accounts will have a contacts again. Well, like which we talked about in the first session, saying that if Big Bazaar is going to be your account, you have a people who you interact for your sales operations will be the sales, the store manager or sales managers on all these people at sales manager at Big Bazaar or your contacts. Okay, and how this sales operation starts is like finding out the business people who are accounts and contacts, and you look for the opportunities from them, saying that you take on whether they are interested to buy your product. If they are interested, what level of interest they have showing it. If it is a new product, Ashirwad, you don't need to worry. If you're buying if you're producing a new different atta with a new innovation as such, you look for the opportunities. From that opportunities, you think how much of sales you need to generate. The sales forecasting will happen. And from there, leads you generate from the opportunities. Opportunities like you receive many people are interested, but who are all interested to buy the product is different. If a survey runs saying that I want to run a survey of a new product, you launched a new product like new smartwatch, consider. There are plenty of people who shows interest. Like I see, Ola has rolled out a survey saying that pay 500 rupees, reserve your electric scooter. There is almost, I think what I heard is 4 million people, like 40 lakhs of requests came to Ola. But how many people will actually buy the product is a different, right? That's called leads. From opportunity to leads, you can see almost not more than 1 lakh people have actually paid 20,000 rupees. When they asked for the payment, is only 1 lakh people are paid 20,000 rupees for booking an Ola scooter. And this is the lead. From that lead, you generate the orders. You connect with the customer saying that, okay, you are interested, you buy an order, you generate a quote and submit the quote. And you have a quote to order, and the entire process will follow like that. Okay. On top of it, this is Sales Cloud, which we talked about reports and dashboards. As a sales manager or a regional sales head, you will have reports and dashboards. And the same sales application also accessible on your mobile, on the mobile of sales reps also. So doesn't need to carry a laptop or a tablet as such. They can just reach out to the customer, the mobile, and they take an order from you and explain about the product which is being launched. It's all accessible on the mobile. So the Salesforce application is very much available on your mobiles, tablets, mobiles and tablets and laptops on all the devices as such. And it has its own processes and automations, and it has its own Kanban, opportunity Kanban as such for the process, so process and so on. I'll give you just a glimpse on how sales application looks. This is a Salesforce when you launch it, when you subscribe it, you can see sales application or service application. You just select which application it is. Okay, these are all reports and dashboards which we talked about the day 1, day 2. Who are missing out the sessions, they can go and check it out. Which we talked about opportunities. You have opportunities like what level of opportunities you have it. You can see what level of opportunity, and you can negotiate and you can connect with the customers log a call, details, charter, and everything. You can have our discussions here. So these are sales application. Predominantly the objects what you talk on the sales application called opportunities. Then it's a leads. You have accounts, contacts, and you have a campaigns, right? Which is like Ola electric scooter. When they launch a new product, Ola electric scooter, some simple example, they have run a campaign where you can, where you can show your interest by paying a 50 or 500 rupees as a reservation. That is all campaigns runs. And they have a dashboards and dash reports. And one good thing is you have a plenty of dashboards will be given for free by Salesforce. So you don't need to worry about which dashboards you need to have it and all other stuff. Okay. Reports also, built-in reports. There are plenty of reports will be given by Salesforce. Okay, not just here, you don't see it. You can go to the App Exchange and install plenty of reports for free. Okay, and which are talked about the charter, which is like a collaboration tool which you can communicate between the team members. Yeah, you have a cases and forecast, which talk about the cases, or like if there is any issues during your sales process or service process, you can have a cases you can register. Okay, and you have forecast, like, so you have a business, okay, forecast, you need to enable that. You have a business going on, like you are already running based on the campaign only, the forecast they can generate, right? Like you have a 40 lakhs of requests received. Out of that, how much of forecast means how much of my factory should be established? How many workforce I have to deploy? What is my raw material to be procured by Ola? And all this stuff, your forecast should happen. So your forecast also provided in the Salesforce. These are all the advantages if you opt Sales Cloud application. Okay. And the benefits, what they are going to get it is you can close the more deals, more leads, you can close the deals and faster, because that everywhere the application available and your dashboards reports are faster and you can do operations faster. That is all because of that. And there are plenty of other benefits. You have reports, dashboards, multi-channel support. Multi-channel support means you can multi-channel support, like sales reps can be reach out to, you can reach out to the sales reps in physical form, or you can reach out by phone, by mail, by WhatsApp, by fax. Multi-channel support. That is how you can do your business a lot. And which always encourages the sales team, right? If more business by the sales team, they get more incentives, right? Okay, that's how your Sales Cloud application comes in picture. Pardon me, it's a Service Cloud. Any questions, guys, before we move on to Service Cloud? I think we are hitting the blocker again. It's another 7 minutes. Let's quickly close that Service Cloud. Okay. Service Cloud, more of like you have already procured a SIM card from Airtel and you need a services. You reach out to them over the WhatsApp, or you reach out to them over the phone, or you reach out to them over their stores, Airtel stores. Okay. Live agent, you can go to the airtel.com and you can live agent, you can chat with them. If you go to the Airtel, you can chat with them, and you can raise a complaint using your mobile application. And as well as you have a communities. Communities means like self-service portals. You can log into your application, or you can log into your portal and raise a complaint, and you can see the status of what on your complaint. Complaint is nothing but case here. Okay. And you have a knowledge base, means articles are there saying you have facts, right? If you go to most of the places, FAQs, frequently asked questions. If you are finding any payment failure, even you don't need to raise a case. First, you can go to the fact saying that if a payment is failed, how many days it will take to return to my account. They will give you, okay, it will be happened in within 24 hours to 48 hours. You wait till 48 hours and go back and raise a complaint if payment doesn't happen in time. Okay, that's called knowledge base. Okay, Salesforce agents, the employees will of company have a console called, there's a control called, it's a 360 view of customers information. Also, you can see it on that application. So the agents also serve you better, saying that oh, what time you raised it, all this stuff they will not ask you. They directly land your information. They just may ask you 1 or 2 questions saying that your phone number, your address, and start serving. Okay, you have placed a complaint, you have procured a SIM card on this date, and you have made a payments on this date. So your application is well versed as a customer 360 view. Customer can get the assistance from the agents, company agents, or you can serve yourself using the mobile platforms. Okay. So Satya, I give it to you here for a couple of minutes. You can talk on this. It's more of same lines. And any questions as well. Okay, here also we talk about the security, maintaining the security of the application, and transforming the customer experience. That's more important. That means Salesforce application is available on your mobile, also available as on a website, as available for the agents. So customer doesn't feel, oh, I need to only call these people, or I have to go to the store, get my problem solved. That's all doesn't happen. You can raise the complaint on everywhere and anywhere. And agents also doesn't require to worry about accessing multiple applications to serve you better, serve customer better. And it also have a connectivity. Salesforce have a connectivity with the social media platforms, and it has its own tracking mechanism which will help you out, and it has a top-notch security available. So your data as a customer or as a company, your data is always secured with the top-notch security mechanisms which is already being applied. I thought of to cover a lot today, platform basics and okay. Platform basics, I think it is a self-learning service. You can trial head, you can go through it. And also I recommend once you subscribe and sign up for the trial head and developer edition, I recommend to use this Salesforce user tool, which will help you out of using this application, how you can use the Salesforce application and what the navigation, what is the page layouts and so on. Okay, tomorrow let's cover it up some more on that. We'll start tomorrow realistic work on a data model. What is Salesforce, how you develop the work on the Salesforce object, standard object, custom objects, plenty of things, relations, how the relation between objects, what is an object, what is record. And we will talk a lot about how you can build the objects configuration part. We deep into that tomorrow. Okay, and let's pause it for next 2 minutes. I'll give for the questionnaire. And Satya, you want to add any more words? Or we'll reserve for the questionnaire Q&A session. Guys, Shekhar left upper the hand for a long time. I think I missed out. Shekhar, you still have a question?
No, sir. My question is on APIs. So
is answered your question or still waiting for?
Yeah, Satya
We'll
sir.
do one thing, Shekhar. Your APIs. Okay, Satya has given you a brief about you have a Salesforce provided APIs where you can access your data from any external application. Also, Salesforce has its own integration layer, which can help you to connect with the other applications.
Okay.
And you can build your own APIs in Salesforce, which you can expose to the external applications also. Okay.
Okay.
The 3 mechanisms already available.
Mm-hmm.
You can outbound, you can call the external applications, you can call Salesforce application and access the data, and you can build new APIs within a Salesforce, which can be accessed by external application to extract the data or push the data into Salesforce, which we detailed discussion during the integration services. There is a session, we'll take it at the last sessions. Okay. Which we talk about REST services, SOAP services. We have a bulk APIs, streaming APIs, plenty of things out there. You can talk on that.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else? Ashok, Gautami.
Sriji, I have a doubt. I don't have any doubts. So I need to get the previous sessions right. So may I know how to get contact Shiva? I don't have any contact details.
Shiva, how you are managing all the communication with the team? You have a WhatsApp group, right? Shiva? Shiva is there?
There is any, they can add me.
Okay, no worries. I'll ask Ramakant. You all know Ramakant, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll ask Ramakant to coordinate with you to give you the access to the recordings. That's the one thing. And come up with your questions. Today, I really appreciate the people like you guys come up with a couple of questions. I like that. Okay, come up with more questions so that we'll help you out. Some of the questions we may need to hold it for some time because that the question like towards API, it's a good question. I don't discard that question, but that is not the right time for us to give you a more detail on it. Because other 15 to 16 people, their time is also valuable, right? We should appreciate their time as well. Okay. And any more questions? Yes, please.
Yesterday I have registered a trailhead, and today it's showing the link is no longer exists.
You have received an email yesterday to
Yes.
validate your account.
Yes.
You click on the same link again. Okay.
Okay.
If not, go to the login.salesforce.com.
Okay.
And you forgot password, you can try for it. How it is, like I should.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll spend another couple of minutes with whoever having the questions. Go here, forgot password. You can put your username. That email you might have received it, right? In email you will have that. I'll show you how it is. You might have received an email like this, right?
Yes.
Okay. In this, you'll see your username.
This is for developer edition, right?
Yeah, developer edition only I'm talking about.
I'm talking about trailhead.
Trailhead, you can directly go and you can you can add it. You forgot the password, you can directly use that, right? Trailhead, there is no link. You can just log in.
Yeah,
whether you sign up or log
but
in.
it's showing link is no longer
Link will not be there. Link is expired. Even if this link also will expire after 24 hours. But you can go and log in here.
Okay, sir.
You log in whether it's using a Gmail or whether it's a LinkedIn or Apple account or a Facebook or any other accounts. If you're not able to log in, you can raise a complaint. Or you can, now I'm not able to click on unable to log in, you put your email address, it sends a verification email address. You can verify and reset your password.
Okay.
Yeah. Any more questions? Jasmine?
Yes, sir.
Any questions, Jasmine?
So actually, I have the question about what are the sources for this SAC? I'm sorry, SFDC. And the models also you are going to discuss tomorrow.
Data model.
Yeah.
Development aspects will start tomorrow. Today we are talking about more of theory. Theory is not just ignorable theory. Don't think that when you are studying theory is different and practicals are different. Okay, this theory also very important for you to understand what is your career, how you can evolve your career. This is very important.
Now SFDC is also have the sources.
Sources, which sources you are talking about? Data sources?
Yeah.
Okay.
And now next, is it related some SAC for SAP Analytic Cloud? For like analytics.
You know SAP CRM by any chance?
SAP CRM, no. But
okay, SAP has a huge amount of applications. SAP CRM, SAP, you have plenty of materials and all other stuff, right? Like this SAP CRM also one of the application. SAP application is predominantly used for internal operations like a procurement of products, SCM, supply chain management, enterprise resource planning, and all other stuff. This is for CRM is more of when you are interacting with the customers, like a customer interactions or happens whether it is through sales or service. When you are, you might have received so many calls from the ICICI Bank or HDFC Bank or any other broadband services, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You receive for sales operations, and if you consider there is you already bought a network, consider you bought a car already, Okay.
Okay.
For buying a car, you will get, if you're in Karnataka, Bangalore, predominantly there is a Prism and there are plenty of companies, they will be keep calling. If you saw, if you participate in one of the survey or if you give information, that is where your sales application will come in. And once you buy a car, the next time onwards, they will keep bugging you for service. Come for, car service, all this stuff. That service, as well as if you have any issues, you reach out to the companies, right?
Yeah.
In that you have bought a car, but you have a brake is not working, or steering is like if you turn to left and it is taking right, or whatever. I'm just giving an awkward examples, but I'm giving an example like that. So all the service operations also use this application. Wherever the customer involved and interactions are there with the company, their CRM application plays vital role, very important role.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
and
just
portals, like a portal applications like a Flipkart. If you want to, you have a small company, you want to publish on your build a new website.
Portal.
Okay, portal application. That's called portal application. Like Flipkart, Amazon, all these applications. So you can build it using Salesforce.
Okay. So I want to know what about the sources for this, about the data sources.
Sources, I'm not able to get your question. Sorry.
No, we have so many sources like for SAP, we are transferring the data.
That is fine. You can get it data from like I say, predominantly if you are talking about SAP, Salesforce, okay.
For like that,
works
have
as an
any
individual.
source? Yeah.
Salesforce works as an individual entity. Also, it has a connectivity with any external application. You don't need to worry about these source.
Okay.
Okay, it has a connectivity with SAP. It has a connectivity with the MuleSoft. It has a connectivity with all applications across the world, and it has an open integration architecture which you can build. Build the integration APIs which you can connect with the Salesforce.
Okay.
So don't worry about the data. Data is come from the external system, or you can use this Salesforce as a standalone application.
Okay. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Sir?
Yes,
Hello?
please.
Yeah,
Yes, Gazo.
I would like to know what are the different types of apps in Salesforce?
I defer this question to Satya. Satya, you're there? Satya? Okay. Predominantly, Salesforce started with the Sales Cloud application and Service Cloud application. But now, Salesforce has almost 100+ applications like Health Cloud application, Finance applications, and you have a consumer goods application. There are plenty of cloud applications that they have come up. Along with that applications, Salesforce provide you those applications. Along with that, they have given you the platforms to the partners. Like consider Gautami, you are starting at Gautami, like you are very good in education, or whether you are very good in electronics goods, selling products or manufacturing units. Then you can build a own application on the Salesforce platform, and you can host your application, which is built on the Salesforce. You can host on App Exchange. Okay.
Okay.
App Exchange or Salesforce.com. You can go there and you can host your application such a way that it can be, if any customers are interested, they can buy the application from the Salesforce. So you don't have any limit on search on the application front.
Okay.
You have thousands of applications are available.
Okay. Thank you.
You can see these are all the applications. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Okay, if no questions are there, let's just stop here for today and we'll gather tomorrow. Yep. I'll ask Ramakant to connect with you guys. Thank you.